All right, what up, guys? We are live. We got our Monday weekly value podcast. Hopefully, my tech shit isn't going to suck quite as much today. I think I may have even discovered the culprit. It might not be my mic or my camera. It's probably my shitty computer that Indian P gave me like 5 years ago as a gift, and I think it's just run its course. But anyway, so we got some new faces. Well, just one new face, Scotty. He's been on the channel before, but Scotty, why don't you give a quick intro anyway?
Yeah, Scotty GLL. I guess I've been in the dating industry for 10 years or so. I just got back into it probably within the past 2 years and connected with Alex. We've just been doing some content together and shit like that, doing some coaching together. So
yeah, like when Adam22 messaged me saying he wants me to bang his wife, I was like, all right, listen, man, she's pretty hot. Why not? Fucking. And then I realized it's a different person. They look exactly alike. Like, you can't tell the difference.
I'll tell you, man, it's been crazy since the whole Adam22 thing. I think he's like blown up even more recently with the whole wife thing, because like I've had this since I was 22 years old, face tats and shit. I pretty much look the same for the most part, and I've been getting that a lot. I get it like maybe once every other day or some shit when I'm out in public.
Why don't we actually really quickly talk about this, and then we'll move on to the Travis Hunter thing. The Adam22 thing is interesting. I'll be honest, and I think I've said this publicly around like 2018.
What's the thing? What are you talking about? Just the fact that he's big, or the fact that he's doing well, or was there a specific instance that we're talking about?
Yeah, the fact that he let some random dude bang his wife and then went super viral for it, and then just
that thing. Okay,
yeah,
and then
because he's been around for a while, man.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot more to it than that. Like, he's been, so afterwards he did several more videos like that where he does videos with like 7 black dudes.
He had a contest like who's gonna, the winner gets to bang his wife.
And you see the virality dropped off because what was fake about the whole situation wasn't him feeling uneasy about it. What was fake was, what was fake about the whole situation was how he played us like he didn't have a problem with it. He never had a problem with it. And maybe that's from the way he was raised or whatever. I think a lot of us look at this and we're like, holy shit, like, how could you let some dude do that? But none of this was random. I'm starting to lean more toward what Rollo was talking about. Like, this whole thing was orchestrated. Like, I'm starting to believe that because they apparently made more money from that video than any OnlyFans video in history.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but
it sounds very well orchestrated. I mean, like, he doesn't seem like a dumb dude. I think this was fine. I think he's totally fine with it, and I think he's doing good as a result.
Well, I also like, I don't mean to shame anybody here, but like, I've never had a devil's threesome. He seems to be very comfortable filming with multiple men, his wife at the same time, like with him. And I think maybe he's bi-curious, and I think that may be why he's a little bit more comfortable with this. I'm not trying to insult him, but I'm just saying, like, it seems to me like I'm just like, when I've had multiple women at the same time, there's no dudes allowed, and like he seems to be very comfortable with that, and so maybe that has a little something to do with this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not as, whereas for me, the idea of a guy touching a woman I'm even on a date with is unappealing. Would make me very angry. So I think that may be just a little bit of where the difference comes from.
Yeah, well, if you're in pornography, I just think guys get thrown into that a lot. So maybe he's used to it because he's in those positions a lot of times.
Yeah, but also a lot of male pornographic actors did gay porn before they did straight porn. Like
that's very true.
A significant number. So maybe it's like, it's something where it's like you're a little bit more bi adjacent. You're more comfortable with that. Maybe Adam's like that. And then because of that he's not as comfortable. So he's going to fake like he's uncomfortable with it when in reality he's not. I don't know what the deal is. What I do know is this. This is what I like to ask people about the Adam22 situation. Imagine, close your eyes. Imagine you have a wife that you love very much. And the way it works is this. You get to have 300 threesomes with your wife and other really hot girls. You get to all of them. And in exchange, your wife has with one other dude and you get $10 million. No, I agree with you. I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you. But this is in his mind, this was the exchange.
Believe it or not, that actually has been done by a lot of very high profile men. Oh, sorry. Were you talking, man? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I said I would do that in a second, man.
So Scotty says yes. Alex says no. I would say no, but like, I want you to consider. So like, your wife has sex with one dude, you get $10 million, and in exchange, you get to have threesomes with 300 other women. Some guys would say yes. I would say yes, but I think some guys would say yes to that. And then I think that's the way it was. I actually like Adam as a content creator. I think he's really creative. I think he's really empathetic towards his guests. But this is a situation where he put himself in this place, and we're criticizing him when I think he's the one playing all of us. I think none of this bothered him ever at all.
That's what
Michael, you would do it?
Pretty much.
No, I don't think I would do it. Who's got too much volume?
My logic would be that first of all, I can have a bunch of threesomes anyway because I'm going to set up my relationship right from the start.
Agreed.
I think Adam, I mean, I called you Adam, Scotty. I think as far as I know, you're not in a relationship right now. I think when you're not in a relationship, it's easier to like imagine this. But when you like really love someone, like I've been in a relationship for 5 years, to me, the idea of my girl getting railed by some random dude is the most unthinkable thing ever. It's like my dog just slowly being tortured to death. There's not $1 billion, $1 trillion. There's no amount of money that would make me ever do it because I love her too much, right? And just it would just tank a relationship that.
I mean, I've done it before. I've done it in my 20s before. When I was dating this girl, I let this girl smash, one of my friends.
But Scotty, were you in love with her?
I mean, I was seeing her all the time. I had all the same emotional feelings and everything like that for her. So I was pretty pissed off. No, the aftermath was horrible. I broke up with her afterwards. I hated it. But for $10 million, you tapped $10 million.
$10 million for heartache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I would give up a girl for $10 million. Go have sex with them. I'd take the $10 million, and then I'm just single.
Oh, no,
then I'd probably do that.
Well, at all. And this girl wasn't like. I mean, I was seeing her and stuff like that, but it wasn't like we weren't diehard boyfriend and girlfriend.
I'm not Adam 22, so I'm not gonna but me as a cisgendered heterosexual man, I would not be comfortable with my girl having sex with someone else like that. So that's just me. But I've learned, like, after being on the internet for a while, I don't judge people. Other people are different from me, so maybe he's cool with that. But I think a lot of people criticized him because of the part where he's like, "Yo, man, I'm not sure if I'm really comfortable with this." I think that was all made up. I think he did that to make us feel for him and then criticize him.
No, I think the real crux of the criticism was the fact that, number one, he doesn't need the money. He's already a multimillionaire. So he wasn't hungry. He wasn't thirsty. That's the first thing. So he didn't really need the money.
If he's rich, he got rich. He got rich recently, Alex. If he's rich, he got rich.
Yeah,
recently.
I don't think
he hasn't been rich for 10 years.
No, he was a multimillionaire before this. The podcast No Jumpers was a very, very popular podcast. 2018, 2019.
The podcast No Jumper got popular when AJ and Selena Powell went on there and started talking about you suck their. He barely had 200,000 followers before that, and afterwards it exploded. The time between him becoming extremely popular and the time between him doing this video is no longer than 3 years. If he's had money, he's had money for a very short amount of time, and $10 million is a hard thing to pass up. I don't think he's got like.
Why are we talking about?
I think if you're a multimillionaire, it's a lot easier to pass it up. That's the first thing. But I think the biggest crux of the criticism wasn't even the fact that he didn't need the money. It was just the fact that it was like kind of pathetic. Like he had a pretty good dynamic actually before this, where basically they would have threesomes. They would videotape it. They would make money from it, but the threesomes would be with girls. And a lot of people just thought he was kind of like he was whipped because he basically allowed his wife to get another guy, and then he kept going with it. I think all the money in the world doesn't make that, and I think it was a bad move ultimately career-wise. He might have made some cash, but it totally tanked his reputation. His big thing is interviewing rappers and people who are big in the hip-hop community. That's
a good point.
None of them are going to f him. He totally destroyed his reputation. Reputation is one of the most important things. Your reputation makes you money in the long run. So, I mean, yeah, I think like it was a good cash grab, sure, but at the cost of probably forever f***ing up his relationship. I just can't imagine they ever fully come back from this. And also up his reputation, which he spent years and years building.